Yo, what up, what up, what up? Y'all know the deal, man. Like and share, like and share, like and share, so we get this thing out everywhere. There's any way in the world it could be, but sure, right here with me, the BABG and I appreciate you for pulling up on me. What's going on, man? What is going on? What's up, bro? So hey, we here. My motherfuckers talking about, oh man, you ain't gonna talk about the Epstein files, man. You gonna talk about the Epstein files. Well, they ain't gonna talk about the Epstein files, bro. It's just that a lot of information out here, bro. A lot of information. And we had a couple of new names get dropped, right? Very, very unexpected names, I guess. But at the same time, if we've been talking about this and you know about the cabal and about adrenochrome and about Pizzagate and about all these things as to where these celebrities have to do what they have to do in order to maintain their fame, right? Humiliation rituals are part of the game, especially if you're going to become a millionaire or billionaire, right? It's par for the course. I just think this whole Epstein thing, bro. A lot of people are surprised because the Epstein shit got exposed, and because so many powerful people were attached to it, a lot of people are surprised, right? But we know how this shit go. Shout out to Alex Jones. Alex Jones been told you about this shit. A lot of the other quote unquote conspiracy theorists and people been telling you about CSA and all kinds of different rituals. Is a book called Thanks for the Memories, a woman that chronicled her CSA. Her and she claimed the Jackson 5 were also, manipulated and stuff right in front of her on the what show was that? What's the old white dude that was one of the first big TV shows for like talent and stuff? What's his name? Help me out. I still got that in my phone. I still got that book in my phone. I read it while I was on deployment. But Mariah Carey's sister, that I think now is deceased, said that her family were Satanists, and they did all kinds of weird occult worship and baby sacrifices and all these different things, so on and so forth. The daycare out there in California, to where the kids, let me see, hold on, let's see. Your daycare child sex abuse. 80s, hold up. 1980s. McMartin, the McMartin preschool out there, right? To where the children were talking about all of these celebrities and judges and athletes and things and so on and so forth, just for them to find out that the shit was true. They took it to trial and everybody played it down and they laughed at it and whatnot, what have you. When an independent excavator did the fucking shit, and it was exactly what the kid said it was. Everything from tunnels to finding the bones of rabbits and turtles and things and so on and so forth, right? Dick Clark, there we go, yeah. Dick Clark show. All this shit, bro. Again, for those of us that, and again, I'm not downplaying it by any means, but not really that surprised. Again, once the name pops up, yeah, it's like, oh shit. But at the same time, again, bro, you don't become a billionaire rapper. Okay. A billionaire rapper without a lot of help, bro. You don't become a billionaire rapper without a lot of help. Jay-Z had ties to Aleister Crowley, the whole do as thou wilt thing, a whole bunch of, he's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, occult symbolism entertainers in the rap game. Jay-Z would be the highest ranking Luciferian, allegedly, right? If we're talking about the success story of a rapper. You know what I mean? But then too, we got the Clintons in there, right? And then allegations of Epstein being linked to the people from Israel and um their secret spy organization. Right? And pretty much just exposing the shit that we know about. I'm telling anyone that don't believe me, they not invited to Thanksgiving 2027. I'm confused. Right? Jeffrey Epstein somehow, some way, after he was fucking convicted, was allowed to motherfucking travel out the country to Israel, bro. Okay? Which is crazy. International travel after a fucking, conviction that he got, not supposed to happen. But somehow, some way, all of these things and what they say, this whole thing is a big ass blackmail scandal, bro. Right? You do a lot of these things, you're forced to do a lot of these things on camera, right? So if you ever jump ship or you ever fucking, now they can destroy you. But let's get into it. This right here will start here because this right here was one of the most crazy things. Epstein talking about how Bill Clinton was responsible for the 2008 pretty much housing crisis. Now, this in itself, bro, right, lets you know the level of connection this man had, because how did he know all this information? Nobody knew this. He talking about Bill Clinton. Remember, the housing crisis didn't happen until um the last year of Bush and right into Obama. Right? So he's telling you the pressure that fucking Bill Clinton was putting on banks, right? In order to be reelected, right? Give people opportunities to get houses they really couldn't afford, and putting the fucking pressure on the banks and bullying them like, hey, well, listen, you don't do this shit. We'll just hit you with more regulations, more fees and taxes and things and so on and so forth. And that helped the banks motherfucking create a whole Ponzi scheme to fucking defraud the whole country. And again, that housing market shit, bro, is why we are where we at today. A major part of it. If you know and you understand, right? Because we know the highest thing of wealth in the fucking country, bro, is the fucking real estate market. Okay. Who's suffering the most right now? Commercial real estate. And what you're starting to see, and it's starting to, they can't cover it up, but they're not talking about it a lot, is that people are starting to fucking do the same shit they were doing back in the early 2000s in not paying their mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Foreclosures at an all-time high. And again, people, I don't really want to turn this into the finance thing, but just do the research, dog. Do the research, man. Be prepared and be aware.
And it's easy to blame people for the financial crisis, like you'd blame someone for giving your father the drink before he had his heart attack. But what really happened, the real enemy of the finance system was Bill Clinton. And if you ask me what and who caused the financial crisis, I would tell you it was Bill Clinton.
Because of what Bob Rubin and he did to the financial, deregulate the financial system?
No, because
now listen, the interviewer said, Bob Rubin, right? What you would think, or like, everybody that's on the surface and everybody that knows the, on the outside looking in would think he's about to give you, bro, critical information that you will only know from the inside out. Why? Because he's tied into that echelon. Bro, this dude had everybody from billionaires to world leaders. This shit right here, bro, is everybody's enamored with and concerned with the names, but this shit, this motherfucker finna say right here, bro, is just lets you know how far this shit goes, dog. Try to everybody to be hit the like button.
You talked to me about home ownership, and you asked me whether everyone should own a home, and I told you no, it's too risky.
So the financial collapse of 2008 is because of hardworking African Americans, Hispanics, and whites who wanted to have a ownership stake in the society that all rests on their shoulders. They're the culprits.
No, not at all.
Okay,
I didn't say they were the culprits. I was pretty clear it was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
And why was it Bill Clinton? Because Bill Clinton wanted to get votes from those people, and he sold them the idea that instead of renting a house, and historically the values of houses have gone up, and he said, you guys in these local communities who haven't been able to afford a house before, I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to give you a way, because I'm sure I'll get your vote, that you can own a house, because I want your vote. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let you buy a house, Mr. Bannon, when you're right on the border. Maybe you're not even on the border. Your credit is not good. Okay, let's be honest. And it's not my fault. It's not Bill Clinton's fault. But whatever happens, at the moment your credit score or whatever it is, your credit's not good. Now, normally, you come to me and want to borrow money. I'm a bank. And I say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bannon, I can't lend you money because your credit score is not up to where it needs to be. Hopefully, if you work harder and clean up some of your problems, it will be.
And not just a credit score. Credit score was part of it, but most importantly, it was the income. So they were giving people these houses, bro, where they were in the fucking, screaming motherfucking red flags of being not able to afford the house. I forget what the income ratio is supposed to be, including your mortgage, insurance, all these different things, so on and so forth. But the banks were fucking allowing these loans, despite not just bad credit scores, but also the people clearly not having enough fucking money to support a house, and your house poor. See, at least with rent, okay, you ain't got to pay for no grass. If a repair or something happened, that's covered, right? So your expenses for your rent, right? And back then, shit, bro, motherfuckers like, I never heard of renter's insurance until I got grown. Niggas wasn't getting no motherfucking renter's insurance, right? So your rent was your rent. You could afford your rent. Right? It might have went up, per year or whatever. But if it did, it was a couple of, $50 back then, maybe $100 or whatever, so on and so forth. Right. But with the housing market, well, shit. Not to mention, I'm just thinking about this now. I'm thinking about this real time. ARMs, motherfuckers, these ARM loans, oh my God. Right? That shit's motherfucking, 2-3% or whatever the first fucking 3 years, but the fucking third year, that shit ballooned up to motherfucking 11%. Even if it stayed the same, because the property value and things were going up because of the fucking exponential rise in home ownership, right? And more people getting houses. So the market was going up. What did that mean? That meant your fucking property tax was going up. So you're already at the red. You can barely afford the house. But because everybody's buying houses, the next year, you can't afford the property taxes. So now you chipping, and them chips add up. You 3-4 years in, now you a whole, $500 per month behind on the mortgage because the fucking property taxes went up.
But no, what I say to you is, I'm going to figure out a way to lend you, not give you. I'm going to lend you money anyway, though you don't have a good credit score. And don't worry, I'm going to get rid of the term that you don't have bad credit. Bad credit sounds pejorative. You don't want to be a person.
Sounds judgmental.
Yeah, it sounds judgmental. So what we're going to do is we're going to call your credit situation subprime. Oh,
Yo, am I still live on fucking what's name? Because y'all not, it's saying y'all watching, but y'all ain't saying shit in the chat. Type one in the chat if you can hear me. I just want to make sure I didn't get fucking like stalled or nothing. Because you know what we talking about and this shit might be weird. Put one in the chat if y'all can hear me, bro. Okay, cool.
nobody knows what that means. Subprime. That means prime is good credit. Subprime is not good credit, less than good credit. So we'll call it something that people really won't follow. And we'll tell you what, we're going to have people lend you money, though you are a subprime borrower. And I will figure out some government agencies to guarantee your loan, though I don't think you're a good risk. So the banks say, no, we don't. Well, initially, the bank said, sorry, this is too risky, Mr. President, for us. We're in the business of managing risk. It's not our money. It's the hard-working people's money sitting in our bank. We can't lend to people whose credit is not prime. You're asking us to lend to people who are subprime. And he says, here's the key. If you don't, Mr. Bannon, I'm going to make sure the Justice Department charges you with discriminatory lending because you refuse to lend to my subprimers.
Oh yeah, my bad. And Steve, this is Steve Bannon, by the way. Trump's advisor. Shout out to the person that pointed this out. Where you at? Yeah. This is Steve Bannon doing this interview. And Steve Bannon, for whatever fucking reason, was working with fucking Epstein. This was a part of the documentary, I guess, to rebuild his image and get out of and get up from under the whole Epstein Island and, child predator fucking thing. Right?
In business terms, you should never lend to. But what we'll do is I'm going to form an agency called Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae, just another agency names. They'll guarantee your loan. So don't worry. Don't worry. You don't have to pay it back anymore. Even though and maybe you don't even have to work as hard anymore. That's probably a harsh statement, but these players, these two big firms, Fannie Mae, will guarantee the fact that that bank will receive its money. Now, the bank says, wow, best deal in history. I refused to lend to Mr. Bannon, but now he has the big brother, his Uncle Sam. He went to his Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam says, I'm guaranteeing it. The bank says, I want everybody. Give me as many people as you can give me because Uncle Sam is the best credit in the world. Not only that, it's the United States government. We'll take it all. We'll take as much subprime as we can handle because it's the best investment for the moment. It's a strange investment because it has politics that has inserted its way into the numbers. Politics doesn't belong in the markets. But now we're going to have, I want the votes. We'll make guarantees that you who can't get a house normally will be able to get a house from the bank. The bank says,
now listen, this would have had to be Clinton's first fucking term. Clinton went back to back. And I think Clinton was 92 to 98, right? Because Clinton was back to back. Then Bush was back to back, right? So you had Bush, not Bush Jr., but Little Bush. No, so Clinton would have been to 2000. Clinton was president to 2000? Yeah, it had to be. So Clinton would have been what? Yeah, 92 to 2000. 92 to 2000, right? I'm right? That's it. Because Bush 2000 to 2008, and then Obama 2008 to 2016. That's right?
this is the best deal in history. We will package 100, 300, 1,000 of you subprimers and we'll sell it off to somebody else. And the whole system becomes mired in subprime mortgages. That's becomes the
What do you
issue.
mean mired? This is too much supply. It's a supply demand problem. You get too much supply.
No, it's a very good question.
Mm. So next you got fucking Elon Musk. Elon Musk ass said, "Nah, man, I ain't had nothing to do with Epstein. Absolutely nothing." I never, okay, never did anything. Well, Elon, email say otherwise, brother. Epstein Island emails reignite feud between Elon Musk and Reid Hoffman. Oh man, come on, bro. I'm not paying y'all for this shit. Shout out to Smart Guy 33 for the 10. Appreciate you, brother.
Ain't nothing but some money.
You think Epstein Island was really a cover for some energy harvest blood sacrifice shit? I don't know if they was sacrificing, so they didn't claim any type of sacrificing on that island. I think it was just the CSA ritual part. I don't think they were doing any type of sacrificing there. You feel me? What the fuck? Two, Jeffrey Epstein from Elon Musk. Sunday, November 25th, 2012. Probably just Tallulah and me. What day and night will be the wildest party on your island? How many people will you be for the Hell to Island? The heli. How many people will you be for the heli to the island? Right? From Jeffrey Epstein, he responded to him on the 24th. Right? See if they got the next one. Come on, bro. Give me this bullshit. Why this shit so slow? Jesus Christ. Jeffrey Epstein from Elon Musk. Tuesday, 12:25, Christmas Day, 6 a.m. Do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. Listen, Elon said, "Hey man, I don't want none of that peaceful shit. I want it to be wild." Okay, he's trying to let loose. Now, is it fair to say, are we saying that all of these people dealing with Jeffrey Epstein were, child predators? Because if that's the case, everybody got to get locked up. Now, hold on. Of course, I got to get Trump. I got to get Trump in here. Oh, you ain't talking about Trump. Trump. Got to talk about Trump. Got to talk about Trump. Okay, we gonna leave Trump out. Deposition taken from Sandra W. Townsend, court reporter, notary public in the state of Florida at large in the above calls. Videographer. Today is September 8th, 2009. The time is 12 minutes after 10 in the morning. This is a videotape deposition of Juan Alessi in the matter of Jane Doe number 2 versus Jeffrey Epstein. This deposition is being held at 2139 Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard in West Palm Beach, Florida. My name is Stan Sanders. I'm the videographer representing the Visual Evidence Incorporated. Would the attorneys please announce their appearances for the record? Mr. Willits, Richard Willits, representing Redacted. Mr. Berger, William J. Berger, representing Redacted and Jane Doe number 2. Mr. Mermelstein, Stuart Mermelstein or Horowitz, representing Jane Doe's number 2 through 8. Mr. Langino, Adam Langino, on behalf of Redacted. Let's see, where the fuck Trump at? Okay. Did you ever work for Jeffrey Epstein? Yes, I did. In what capacity? Everything. I started with Jeffrey Epstein around 19. Please bear the dates because I trying. Sure, I remember 1969 as a part-time maintenance guy, and then I become a full-time employee. I think January 1st, 2nd, 91, 92, 92. Sorry. You said you started in 1969. That will be no. Okay, 99. Yeah, 1999. Yeah. All right. How did you happen to get that job? Was it through an employment agency? No. Or ad in a paper? I had a company at the time that used to take care of a lot of residents in Palm Beach, and I got to know Jeffrey through Leslie Wexner. And I used to work for about 25 different homes in Palm Beach as a maintenance guy. Okay, where Trump shit? Trump. Let's see, where's Trump? Motherfucker, man. Hold on. Trump. There we go. No, I assume she was massage therapy because I drove Miss Maxwell to Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump's residence, and I wait in the car while Miss Maxwell got I think it was a facial or massage, I don't know, but that day I remember this girl, Redacted, walking down the main lobby towards the spa at Mar-a-Lago, and I was driving Miss Maxwell up the ramp. It's a little ramp up there. Who else? Diane's secretary. She stays there for a week with her kids, and we took care of her. Who else? Mr. Trump. That's a celebrity. Mr. Robert Kennedy Jr. Mr. Frederick Fekkai. Who is that? Frederick Fekkai, the famous hairstylist. Who else? I don't remember. I don't think I can remember any more. David Copperfield, the magician. No, I never saw him. You never saw him. Now, with these, the people that you named were all of those people that you saw visiting in the home. Yes, also was a Nobel Prize winner. I can't remember his name. It was an old gentleman. He was a Nobel Prize chemistry, I think, or mathematics. There was a couple of those. Very also we had at one time in the house. It was a reunion of very Nobel Prize winners, but I don't know. They're not famous, I guess. I can't remember their names. Very important people. Was that a dinner or a reception? I think it was a lunch. A lunch. President Clinton. Did you ever? I met President Clinton on Mr. Epstein's plane in the last. I think it was last month or just before I left. I met President Clinton in Miami at his plane. We drove him to Miami. Did he have a massage sometimes when he was there? Yes, a massage was like a treat for everybody. If they want it, we call the massage and they have a massage. Now, Mr. Trump had a home in Palm Beach, correct? Uh-huh. He didn't come and stay there, did he? No, never. He would come for a meal, he would come have dinner. He never sat at the table. He eat with me in the kitchen. Did he ever have massages while he was there? No, because he's got his own spa. Sure. Mr. Miss Ezel, I don't have any other questions right now. I just like to reserve if something comes up to ask, but otherwise you may go ahead. Okay. So that's the testimony right there concerning Trump. Let me see deposition. What the fuck is we doing? Shout out to T.O. in the building, man. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Oh shit, hold on. For the 20 ball.
Throw a stack in his face. Ain't nothing but some money.
Ian Carroll is creating an app that uses AI to where you will be able to ask questions about the 3 million documents and produce answers from the documents while sourcing and pulling up the documents it gets the answers from. Oh shit, that would be definitely for this because they got, I think, they got plenty of more to go. They still releasing more shit, so that would definitely be valuable. To from, it doesn't tell you who. Both are redacted. Alert. What does JE think of going to Mar-a-Lago after Christmas instead of his island? September 28th, 2012, 3:30 p.m. Oh, my bad. What does JE think of going to Mar-a-Lago after Christmas instead of his island? Jeffrey Epstein. Which I don't know why this came up under Trump. They're not telling you who sent it and what it was, but oh shit. They got 2 hours of video? That's crazy. We ain't gonna watch 2 hours. We'll watch some more of it. So I guess it's 2 hours of that video that it was doing for that documentary. That was a part of it about the Bill Clinton shit. So we'll take a gander at that, I guess, and see what that's about.
Before we get into the deep stuff, let's just talk. Before we get into the deep stuff, let's.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. Shit, how the hell they got HD quality motherfucking video? This shit in 4K. Y'all see this shit? They had motherfucking 4K fucking video back in 2012. Shout out to Too Cool for School. Looks like Corey didn't even need the island. Listen, man. Listen, man. Hey, all you 5150ites, man. How you feel?
Throw a stack in his face. Ain't nothing but some money.
Oh, my bad, T.O. Nah, I played it before I played the thing. Shout out to Too Cool for School for the 2. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, man. Hey, to say that shit is crazy. Tea leaves, brother. Tea leaves. Tea leaves. This good in 2012? Tea leaves. Tea leaves. This tea leaves. This is the if this 1080p tea leaves. Come on now. Stop it, bro. In 2012, I ain't no fucking way. We had just got motherfucking. You say it says 4K video came out between 2012 and 2012. Well, hey, these motherfuckers definitely had it. T.O., I ain't listen. T.O., we didn't even hear 4K. T.O., I didn't hear shit about 4K till motherfucking what? Maybe 2017, 2018? I don't know now. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. We gotta play the other. We gotta play the other goddamn Bone Thug shit for this one now. I don't know, man. They say Epstein might still be alive, bro. This too motherfucking crisp for me. This video too fucking crisp, bro. Wasn't no fucking clear, bro. It was not, bro. Blu-rays didn't look this fucking clear in 2012, bro. Stop playing with me. Did you know the first laws was given to man was the temple of Anubis? It said don't eat each other. Well, no, that's not true, Jasmine. No, the first laws did not come from the temples of Anubis. There you go with that fucking Egyptology, but I understand it, love. No, things predate that also, but yeah, no. Let's listen to a little bit of it, man. We'll jump around some, see what's going on.
Let's give some basics or some things I want to do inquiry for the others. Walk me through the Santa Fe Institute. What was it about the time at the math? And this was in the late 90s. So they're not going to hear me on this part, right? We're doing it both ways?
It will not be on the video, but we do have it recorded.
Fine. Remember, when you're answering on these questions, I'm not in the shot, and they're never going to hear my voice. So you got to repeat that. In your answer, you got to repeat what my question was. Oh, wait. Okay. Santa Fe Institute. Why, when you're at the top of your game on Wall Street, do you decide to finance, which was at the time, or endow, or become the donor sponsor, however you want to say it, for what was considered the most cutting edge group of mathematicians in the world? Action.
So the Santa Fe Institute in the late 80s, early 90s, I was interested. I was on the board of Rockefeller. So that starts Rockefeller University, formed by John D. Rockefeller.
Now we getting into, listen, what name is that? Remember, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan and them. What's another big family name? Rockefellers, Rothschilds, J.P. Morgan. I'm trying to think of that. What's the other fucking big ass fucking ancient family, y'all? 3 million documents on the motherfucker. I don't know. It's crazy. But Rockefellers.
Give back to the community, east side of Manhattan, except it was old. It was sort of old fashioned. They were talking about medicine.
Oh, who was buddy that did the damn the New World Order thing? Rhodes worked with them. Rhodes was a person that was pretty much documenting all of the fucking shit for, you know, the elites and the fucking controllers of the world, bro.
And medicine by itself was again subject to the ideas of science. They were trying to use science to find cures for disease. And I said, no, we need to do something different. We need to start interdisciplinary work.
How did a schmuck like you get on the board of Rockefeller? What year was that?
I don't remember. Late, I think 89 and 91.
So that's one of the most prestigious research places in the world, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How did a guy like you get on the board of a blue blood, internationally known, hard research, Nobel Prize winners all over the place? How did they pick a guy like you, a trader from, or basically some guy from Bear Stearns?
Good question. So I was asked to be on the board of Rockefeller. And I think I was on the board of Rockefeller. There was a money manager who said Rockefeller needs someone with financial expertise because the university is growing and there's lots of new things. You have to, again, we go back to the original discussion the last time. up until the mid-'80s or sort of early mid-'70s, the most important thing was your name. If you were Rockefeller, you were already considered to be brilliant. If you were head of General Motors, it was your reputation, it was who you knew, who your family was, what was your character. And then in the mid-'70s, so basically, if you remember, you probably had a calculator. It was very advanced in those days to have a Texas Instrument calculator, where it could, by putting in the numbers, it would multiply for you to do square roots. And that was the first thing. Everyone who had a calculator was already advanced on Wall Street. A simple, almost like your accountant. The most important parts of business were really now going to calculations. So it's not only mathematics, but it's things that could be calculated. Reputation couldn't be calculated. I could give you a 10 on a reputation scale, an 8. What does it mean to have a measurement of your reputation? We'll get to that later. But places like Rockefeller needed someone to say, look, we are entering a different world in numbers, and the numbers of companies, portfolio management was going to be balanced. It was going to be statistical. Jeffrey, could you come on the board?
There we go, the DuPonts. I never heard of the Mellons, but the DuPonts definitely.
Potentially sit on the finance committee, Nancy Kissinger and a bunch of other people. And David Rockefeller and I got along very well. He was this unbelievable human being. Respectful to everyone. He introduced his driver as his colleague, not his driver. He would never say this is my driver. He says it's my colleague. And David started to explain to me world politics. So David would say, Jeffrey, money is going to be sort of the most important thing. People don't understand money. You seem to have this knack for money. I said to David, tell me about your life. What was the worst and the best part of your life? So David said, when I grew up, everyone knew I was a Rockefeller. They didn't know that my father told me he would not leave me a dime. No money. But every time we went out to eat, me and my 5 friends in school, they would leave me the bill. They would expect me to pick up the check because I was a Rockefeller. And he said, I was chairman of Chase Bank. And he said, I remember like it was yesterday, one of the headlines in Time magazine said, David, please fire yourself. So he thought that there was a world that existed. There would be a combination of both politics and business and leadership. What do I mean? He formed something called the Trilateral Commission.
Shout out to Prime for the 5. Appreciate you, brother. Yo, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you for the 5. Listen, Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg Group, all of these motherfucking Council of Foreign Relations, you start getting into, and he's telling you this is a global. He's giving him the background and the ins and outs of global fucking power, bro. The Trilateral Commission. Russia is crazy when he got all the ties to fucking Israel. Claiming he worked for Russia when he clearly, like I said, had ties to fucking Israel is crazy.
Trilateral Commission is some spooky stuff. People said it was some of the people that the Illuminati, some mystery.
Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck it was. Not just what people say. That's what the fuck it was.
About it, people that ran the world. It was politicians, but David said most countries, the politicians get elected for 4 years or 8 years, separate from the royal families in England or in the Middle East. Someone's there for 4 years and then they're not there anymore. The most important people to have stability and consistency would be businessmen. So he formed this Trilateral Commission of businessmen and politicians from 3 major continents. So it was the North Americans, the Europeans, and the Asians. So he said to me, would you like to be on the Trilateral Commission? Now, I was 32 years old. I said, great. And he said, well, you have to fill out this application so they have your bio. And I looked at the list of people, and it was Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, Paul Volcker, every group. So
listen to these names: Bill Clinton, president. Volcker used to be the head motherfucking economist for the country, right, in the 80s.
Great leader in America, the Asians, the Japanese, and with a very long description of their history. And they asked me to fill in what I would like to have written. And I wrote Jeffrey Epstein, just a good kid, which I thought was funny. Nobody else did. So to answer toward your question, at that time I recognized around the world that monies and currencies were not really well understood. But again, it was only numbers. So numbers, and I'll get to the fact that it was bad thinking. Numbers are very good.
Most people that you meet on the Trilateral Commission, when you meet most people, do you find most leaders financially illiterate, economically illiterate? Most political leaders don't come out of a background of finance. Most political leaders come out of a background of being popular.
Listen, man, I'm gonna actually do a part 2 on this. I'm gonna look at the whole thing and we gonna break this down because this is crazy. This is fucking huge. So if you understand, Jeffrey Epstein, well, I didn't even know was a part of the Trilateral Commission or fucking, had ties to it. Now, again, right? People hate Trump, but Trump understands business and the numbers. People have a problem with Trump emotionally. I have no idea. But Trump is looking at and running the company like a fucking business and running it from a number standpoint. This is why everything he's talking about is a deal and making money and buying this and buying that and beating China and production and all these different things, so on and so forth. Listen, bro. This Epstein shit for real is, and I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna go over the whole 2 hours and probably just do a whole separate thing, and we'll come back next week, right? Because I want to, but I'm gonna tie that shit into what's going on now. Okay, him telling you this, the whole fiat currency system is, of course, is going to be tied into it. Rockefellers, Rothschilds, DuPonts, JP Morgan, all the shit, so on and so forth, right? We talked about this shit at length. Titanic and how the motherfucking Titanic sinking was not happenstance, right? What the fuck is you talking about? Jasmine, you want the link, Jasmine? Jasmine, you want to come up here and talk? Because Jasmine, you going ham in the chat, telling me what I don't know and all these different things, so on and so forth. Jasmine, you want the link? You want to educate us, Jasmine, and let us know? Because, baby, you new here, clearly. You want the link, Jasmine? You want to come up here and teach the class? It's funny as hell when y'all be new, man, and y'all just think y'all know more than everybody else. Baby, we've been talking about the boule. The boule is low-level shit. The boule is background. Jay-Z and them is puppets. They're not important. They're not control shit. The boule are fucking pawns, Jasmine. They ain't got no fucking power. But anyway, definitely gonna come back to that, man. Who are not the boule? The boule are the fucking are the comedians and the entertainers. What are you talking about? Yes, what are you saying? Again, smart guy. She thinks she know and she don't know. Jesus Christ. Rockefeller at one time owned 90% of the nation's oil refineries. Yeah, bro. Oh, the families aren't considered the fucking boule. Those are considered the late love. See, Jasmine, baby, you got a lot to learn. Those aren't considered the fucking boule. Those are considered the elites. The 9 families that fucking run the world, or the 13 families, whichever it is, 9 or 13, those are the elites, honey. The boule are the pawns. Boule is a lower level than the elites, baby. Smart guy, she telling us like we ain't been doing this for years. Baby, you wrong. Yeah, baby, we keep talking about good luck, but you still here. You the one wrong, baby. Do your research. You got a lot of learning to do. You got a lot to catch up on. We've been doing this for years, baby. I got motherfucking you know what I'm saying? Videos removed and everything, baby. You behind the curve, and you using the wrong terminology. All right, so I think you need to take your own advice. Good luck. Okay. What the fuck does your PhD have to do with? Show me your PhD in conspiracy theories. And see, now I know, Jasmine, you're black. You're a black woman. You're a black woman, Jasmine, because you're throwing around your PhD, and I promise you ain't got no PhD in motherfucking conspiracy. Baby, they don't make those. they don't make those. Google what? Jasmine, I will give you the link. Don't tell me Google you. Come up here. Come up here, Jasmine, and enlighten us instead of typing in the chat. Miss PhD. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm a PhD. What the fuck that matter? You wrong. You a PhD and you wrong as fuck. Jesus Christ. Bro, Epstein, look, bro. And there's no extra communication. There's just feeling intimidated and like I'm taking over the chat because there's only 3 of us in this chat. Jasmine, baby, I don't feel intimidated about anything. Jasmine, you on the vertical, baby. We over here on the main joint. So you trying to play it like ain't nobody watching. That's just on the vertical, baby. We over here on the, if you click my thing, you see where I'm live. We all over here on the regular one. You know what I'm saying? YouTube don't like when I do this content because I'm doing conspiracy theory shit and they purposely suppress it. So please don't make it play like that, baby, as to where, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to do it like that, nah. Don't try to do it like that, baby. You can come over here where everybody else at on the regular joint. Like I said, Jasmine, I'm willing to let you come up here, baby, and teach the class. Show me where I'm wrong. Yeah, bro. What are we talking about, bro? This is crazy. This is crazy. But anyway, yeah, like we don't know who the boule is. Jesus Christ, baby. That's basic. And for you to call it the wrong thing is just hilarious. Peggy Siegel from Jeffrey Epstein title. I don't know why they redacted the title. Just left Ghislaine's townhouse after a party for film. Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos were there. Jean Pigazzi, director of Mirror Nair, etc. Film received tepid reaction, although women like it much more. Hillary Swank and gear at stupid party in Bloomingdale's. Cheap sportswear event, very weird. Studio went for free party from store and windows for a month. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. A lot of this shit is just obscure, bro. It's obscure, and like you say, it's just anything that mentions these people. From what's been put out here, let me find the Bill Gates shit. Bill Gates out here fucking hoes raw and trying to get his fucking somehow, but he never sent it, so it was a no. Everybody talking about the Bill Gates shit, but he never sent the email to Bill Gates. It was like a what do you call it, like an archive thing. You see. Here we go. FC messages show effort to connect with former friend Bill Gates. Messages from tranche of Jeffrey Epstein related documents released in Congress on November 13th shed new lights on the deceased sex offenders effort to court billionaire Bill Gates. The newly released material for 2017 shows a series of text messages between Epstein and an apparent advisor to Gates discussing the tech baron and other attendees at an annual banquet in Washington. Epstein had been hoping to sell Gates on a donor advised fund, a tax deductible charitable vehicle Epstein wanted to operate, but that never ultimately materialized. Gates was interested in the idea, the advisor said, but the misgivings of one person who didn't want him to communicating with Epstein, Gates' then wife Melinda. He wants to talk to you, but his wife won't let him. The advisor said in a series of texts a minute later, the advisor said, Gates, he loves you. He says hi, and he feels bad about the donor advised fund, by the way. He thought a great idea, but wife wouldn't allow. Later in the day, Epstein suggested that the same person, former Obama White House counsel Catherine Rumler, would love to sit with Melinda and give her the other side of Jeffrey. A source tells CBS that the meeting never took place. CBS News previously reported that Rumler, who is currently the chief legal officer at Goldman Sachs, again, listen to all these fucking huge and impactful financial establishments, man. Okay. All right. Was among Epstein's inner circle in the final years of his life. Rumler had described it as a business relationship. She is not accused of wrongdoings. Requests for comments to send to Bill Gates and Melinda French Gates were not immediately returned. The couple divorced in 2021 after 27 years of marriage. Microsoft founder and philanthropist had previously sought to minimize his connection to Epstein, saying in 2019, I didn't have any business relations or friendship with him. In 2021, after it became clear Gates and Epstein had met repeatedly in the decades before, Epstein's 2019 death, Gates called spending time with Epstein a huge mistake. Epstein's appointment calendar released by Congress in September showed several meetings with Gates, who previously said he had met with Epstein while seeking contributions and connections for his global health philanthropy. Gates is among a slew of famous and powerful people who have long sought to publicly downplay their connection to Jeffrey Epstein. In some cases, the documents have come to light showing they, in fact, had more involved relationships than they've acknowledged. Epstein was a prolific networker who sought to build relationships with world leaders, business titans, and celebrities, often casting himself in a as a middleman who could connect to the powerful. Let's see, do they talk about the nigga having a fucking STD? No, they don't. Not in this one. Yeah, but you keep, I don't know if you're still here, but you keep likening it to Anubis when, again, this isn't just Anubis. Okay. You get into this and then you're talking about Moloch and things from the Bible. And then you get into other demons and whatever, if you're talking about human ritual sacrifice or child ritual sacrifice. So it's not just Anubis, is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying that the Anubis shit couldn't be a part of it, but it isn't just you. You want to stick to Egyptology only, when the occult shit, although it has ties to Egypt, of course, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, is way more expanded than that. Because then you get into Thelema and what was Crowley shit? The sex magic with a K. And I'm trying to think, what was fucking Crowley's what was the name of Crowley's fucking thing, y'all? Aleister Crowley. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Fuck. I know fucking Aleister Crowley religion. Yeah, Thelema. Him and the fucking weird ass lady. So yeah. The Thelema shit. Okay. Which has ties, of course, to that, but yeah, man. As above, so below is a part of it. Yeah, by all. See, side to yeah, you talking about by all and all these other shit and so on and so forth. So it's not just Egyptology. Do as thou wilt. It's wilt. As thy wilt, not will. Wilt. Close enough though. But you had him and what was the damn lady's name? Shit. Parsons is crazy. Jack Parsons. Yeah, bro. We've been through this shit so much, bro. I'll be forgetting the shit we talked about. So what was the other joint? No. What was the fucking? What was the lady's name? That was the fucking. Let me see. Aleister Crowley. Trying to think of her fucking name. She had a foreign name. It wasn't Bramovich. It was fuck. No, No, not Enron, not Patty. Patty Duke is crazy. No, she had a foreign name, and she had a fucking. It was something similar to Thelema. It was an occult fucking. Let me see, female occult leaders. Blavatsky. There we go. Helena Blavatsky. There we go. That's who it was. Helena Blavatsky. So you got Helena Blavatsky, Alistair Crowley, and those two trees. So you start talking about that shit, man. Theosophy. There we go. So you had Theosophy, you had Thelema, and fucking conjuring up fucking demons and shit. You got close, brother, but Blavatsky is what it was. Yeah, Blavatsky. First heard of Epstein around 10 years ago when he beat that Florida case where he molested like 20 white girls and they let him leave jail every day to continue to run his business. I think we all heard about it once it initially hit, like once it got exposed to the public. But yeah, man, that's how locked in he fucking was. You just found it out, Azrael? Bro, they was doing hey, that guy was doing all kinds of fucking conjurings and shit, bro. Yeah, of course. Then you get into Stanley Kubrick and shit like that. Checkerboard floor, two pillars, 33, all this shit, man. Gematria, all this shit, bro. We've been over all this shit. Jeffrey Epstein, bro, is just a peek into and probably one of the most prolific people that gives you a look into. And as more of this shit gets released, dog, okay, and they unredact this shit. The reason why, man, in this is what people don't understand, right? And I'm not saying it's good or bad or whatever, right? What I'm saying is this: there are people that are so powerful, bro, all right, that they will never be revealed, ever. They won't. Okay. As long as they living and they here and so on and so forth, they will never be fucking revealed. They will never be exposed. That shit will never get out. A lot of motherfuckers will die. A whole bunch of motherfucking businesses will stop fucking existing at the snap of a fucking finger. Right? So what people ultimately want from the fucking Epstein files, you're never gonna get. Exactly, silencer. The motherfucker behind the curtain will always remain behind the curtain. All these names and shit that's getting dropped are pawns and people that are fucking expendable. Yeah. But at the same time, this is a huge distraction from what's really going on. And this is why I gotta look at this fucking Epstein tape. Because just hearing him how he started it off, just hearing how he started this shit off, bro, this Epstein shit is going to say a lot about what's going on right here currently. And like I said, people don't even understand, bro. We are having a literal fall of Rome, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Zimbabwe dollar type shit that's underway right now. And people don't understand it and realize it. I keep coming back to this because people really need to understand this shit, bro. The whole monetary system is about to change. Yeah, exactly. And then that too, you got 3 million files. You throw a couple of fucking big names out there. Everybody's focused on Trump. Right? People putting fucking putting up false fucking versions of the thing and adding shit to it or whatnot. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, is anybody going to be prosecuted? No. Anybody going to jail? No. Until they redact everything except for the victims, of course, that I guess imagine still be living or whatever. They're not even going to prosecute nobody. It's not going to happen. Money fucked up. People finna be replaced with motherfucking AI and robots. And everybody's just, so focused on the shit in the Epstein files. Perfect time for fucking a distraction of this magnitude. And like I said, it's 3 million documents now with plenty more to be released. So these motherfuckers are literally fucking stealing all your money and getting ready for, again, a financial crisis worse than the Great Depression. Exactly, man. Flexing is nothing you can do about it, and keeping you off the fucking trail of what's really fucking going on. That's important. The shit that's really important, bro. Damn, bro. The Trilateral Commission is crazy. I had no idea who's a member of the Trilateral Commission. Trilateral Commission. Right? And then you start getting into these symbols. Right? You start getting into these symbols. Anything but fucking threes. Right? Threes, 33s, triangles. The whole pizza thing. Now, if y'all remember this, right? And I remember this because I didn't get a chance to go over it, but I was watching this. There was a scandal concerning pizza. I don't know if you can say it, but I thought they removed everything from fucking YouTube. Right? Shit. It used to be a long ass fucking documentary, bro, on here. Is it still here? Let me see. No, they removed it. Pretty much the pizza scandal, right? And they had all of this fucking information, bro. And people are fucking realizing this shit. Let me get my man's up here, man. Shout out to Jimmy Dore, man. Jimmy Dore can talk about it, so we're gonna let Jimmy Dore talk about it. All right. I don't want to say it. I'm gonna let him say it.
Soda again, no one else can understand. Here's something that keeps coming up. And it's, remember the Pizzagate? Remember how they talked about pizza?
Yeah.
Well, here it is. It shows up in the Epstein files. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza today. This is from a guy named Roy Hodges to Jeffrey Epstein. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza today. Thank you for letting us do that.
Oh, Roy and Stephanie. That's nice.
Thanks for letting us do that? You mean eat pizza? Of course, that's not what that means. Pizza is obviously a code word for something.
Oh, I wonder what it could be.
Here's another one. This is, we don't know who it's from, but it's to jevacation@gmail. So I'm going to guess maybe that's Jeffrey Epstein's vacation email. It says, this is better than Ilhan and Chinese cookies. See attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand.
This is better than a Chinese cookie? Oh, to say Ilhan means then better than a Chinese cookie.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is better than a Chinese cookie. That's what that's supposed to say, but it says Ilhan. This is better than a Chinese cookie. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand. So, of course, they had to make anybody who saw pizza who caught on to this, they had to make them out to be crazy. Just
now, again, man. Listen. We saw this with the lockdowns. We saw this with the vaccine, right? The easiest way to dismiss anything is say it's crazy, say it's a conspiracy theory. But what do we say every time? The United States government conspiracy motherfucking charge conviction rate is like 98%. Okay? It's what they like to call a catch-all. Motherfuckers hit you with that conspiracy, bro. It's pretty much all but done for the shouting. Niggas don't even take it to trial. They plea out. They take the motherfucking deal because otherwise your ass dealing with 100 years. Right? You cop the fucking plea. You accept the 20, 30, or whatever it is to life with a possibility of parole. And the United States is one. How are conspiracies just this weird, funny bullshit thing when the federal fucking government charges motherfuckers with conspiracies every day with a 98% fucking conviction rate? This is what makes us mad, right? Because the shit is not even being hidden. But it just showed you just how gullible and how many sheep there are out here. How can something be full of shit and bullshit when it's a fucking legal charge that the federal government uses to put people away for a lifetime? Oh, that's a conspiracy. It's bullshit. You can believe that? Ask that to the motherfucker that gave motherfucking 100 years off a conspiracy. Again, this is what I tell y'all, man. Bro, the education system has even been dumbed down and watered down purposely. Bro, I don't think my son ever heard about fucking. I'm gonna ask him. I'll ask him. Bro, remember they used to teach us about Julius Caesar and the Ides of March? That was a part of like geography or social studies for us. Put a one in the chat if you remember that. Put a one in the chat if you remember about fucking Julius Caesar and, you know, the Ides of March and pretty much the betrayal of how he was killed through a conspiracy by his entire motherfucking government. Well, if you take that out of the curriculum, how the hell motherfucking fourth graders go even know what a fucking conspiracy is? Bro, we learned that in elementary school. I want to say somewhere around third or fourth grade. I was like motherfucking 11, 12 years old. I knew what a fucking conspiracy was. Now though, as we keep telling the people what it is that deep. Knowledge is truly fucking power. And if you change the narrative on something and you make something that's good, bad, good, so on and so forth, again, i.e. nationalism, right? Motherfuckers think nationalism is a bad thing. Why? Because the fucking media narrative has made nationalism racist. If you say that, you're also racist, or you're MAGA, you're Trump, you're this, you're that. No, you stupid motherfucker. I know the actual definition of the word and what it means. And I don't watch enough motherfucking CNN or CNBC or whatever the fuck, this liberal bullshit, to brainwash me into thinking otherwise. Thank DJ Fireproof. They don't even listen. They don't even et tu, Brutus, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Bro, every nation practices nationalism, not just the fucking funny mustache man. See, yeah, y'all, they start teaching y'all that shit. That's what I'm talking about. T.O., that no child left behind shit, bro. George Bush will never pay for his crimes, man. That was some of the worst shit ever. And they purposely dumbed down the motherfucking school system. I'll say definitely after anything after probably 2005.
Like they made you out to be crazy if you questioned the vaccine during COVID, just like they made you out to be crazy if you thought there were Nazis in Ukraine, just like they made you out to be crazy if you questioned the Russiagate conspiracy theory pushed forward by the FBI, CIA, the Clinton campaign, and the establishment media, just like they...
Shout out to Jimmy Dore, man. Again, he running this shit down to you. All of this shit, bro. Anything that the government is here to control the people. How do you control the people? Through their mind, through the media. Propaganda, okay, is the most powerful war tactic on the fucking planet. Okay? Not fucking nukes, not tanks, not ships, not airplanes. Propaganda is the root of all fucking conflict, bro. Propaganda starts everything. Motherfuckers still believe that, 9/11, that's all I'm gonna say. Motherfuckers believe that, what was it, 4 5 motherfuckers with box cutters. Nigga, I wish you would pull a box cutter out on me on a plane. Nigga, I'm finna turn into every wrestler, real fighter in history, nigga. You gonna have to show me. 4 motherfuckers versus a whole fucking plane of people and grown men. Shit. Which led to what? Higher motherfucking airplane fees, higher flight fees, TSA, ultimate surveillance. That, hold on, I got it. So hold on. We gonna do this, but then we gonna go. What happened? What just happened on the fucking Super Bowl, y'all? What commercial was the most important fucking commercial on the Super Bowl, y'all? Let this play.
Said you were crazy if you question what happened to Seth Rich when they said he got killed in a botched robbery where they didn't take his watch, didn't take his wallet, didn't take his cell phone, didn't take anything. So they always, so if you notice that they were talking about pizza as a code word for something or grape soda, they made it out to be crazy. But anyway, here, if you want to know about Pizzagate, here is Ben Swan telling you about it.
It actually comes from the WikiLeaks release of hacked emails from Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta.
By the way, this aired on CBS News in Atlanta when he was still employed there, and then they got tired of him telling these kind of uncomfortable truths.
In all, WikiLeaks dumped around 50,000 email messages, and it was from those emails that the claims that John Podesta may be part of a child sex trafficking ring come from.
Now remember, WikiLeaks, that's I always get the two mixed up. Is that Snowden or the other guy? Is WikiLeaks Snowden or the other motherfucker? Which one is WikiLeaks? Snowden or the motherfucker that was in France or whatever for however long? Because you had Snowden and then you had the other guy, Assange. Was it Snowden or Assange? Which one was it? Assange? WikiLeaks was Assange. Okay, appreciate you, right? Assange, appreciate you. So remember, Assange and fucking Snowden were federal fucking level criminals, most wanted for being whistleblowers. I remember this shit because they put a fucking message out in the military. Hey, do not go on fucking WikiLeaks website. If you go on WikiLeaks website, your ass will be charged with this article, that article, whatever, and you will be fucking subject to separation from the United States military. I had to sign a fucking page 13 acknowledging that shit. If you even went on the website. All this shit been here, bro. The facts and the truth is here. And then they go back and they tell you, oh no, you're just making that up. That never happened. That didn't happen. No, you're making it up. Yeah, Obama was the worst. As bad as Bush was, bro, Obama was 1,000 times worse, bro. The Patriot Act? Shit. The Patriot Act, motherfucking QE, running the motherfucking money up. Obama kickstarted, bro, the motherfucking downfall of America from a financial standpoint. Obama was definitely motherfucking selected and elected. 10,000%. Totally, bro. All for the globalism motherfucking shit, bro.
And to be clear, not one single email in the Podesta emails discusses child sex trafficking or pedophilia. That is a fact. But there are dozens of what seem to be strangely worded emails dealing with pizza and handkerchiefs. Self-described online investigators say that those words in the emails about pizza and the talk of handkerchiefs is code language used by pedophiles.
Now, again, remember when they said this, right? And then the fucking Pizzagate shit came out, and I forget who put the whole motherfucking documentary together, put it together, showed you this weird motherfucker who just out of fucking obscurity was one of the most popular fucking people in Washington, D.C. as a fucking pizza shop / kid motherfucking like a Chuck E. Cheese motherfucking place owner. And this motherfucker is one of the top 5 influential people in fucking Washington, D.C., bro. For owning a fucking kid's pizza shop. And he's showing you this shit in plain sight. Pictures, he ain't got no kids, but he always showing fucking pictures of babies. And then referencing pizza all the time. And then once they expose the shit, somehow miraculously some crazy fucking, vigilante breaks into the place, sets it on fire, and then shoots the motherfucking only hard drive that had all the fucking information for the establishment on it.
So just to remind you where this all came from, this didn't come out of nowhere. WikiLeaks got hacked, got a hold of emails from Tony Podesta's brother, John Podesta. Tony Podesta was Hillary Clinton's chief campaign manager. He had lots of jobs like that, Tony Podesta, right? I think he even worked for, can you look up Tony Podesta's, his resume? So
when the Blink-182 guy wanted to find out about UFOs or Elizondo, he wrote an email to Podesta, Tony Podesta, and said, I just want to serve. Is that weird?
That is weird.
Podesta, a former advisor to politicians like Bill Clinton and Ted Kennedy, he shaped federal lobbying for decades.
So he was an advisor to Bill Clinton, to Ted Kennedy, Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. Anything else?
Recognized as top lobbyist by the Hill and Washingtonian multiple times.
Okay.
Ooh, top lob.
So his brother's emails got hacked, got released through WikiLeaks, and that's where all the people started to notice that they're using this terminology of pizza and grape soda, even hot dogs. And so let's keep going. We'll be right back with more of this story after a brief message from our sponsor.
Of John Podesta. He was actually named, this is kind of strange, by GQ magazine as one of the top 50 most powerful people in Washington. Yes, we're talking about a pizza parlor owner. Now let's talk facts here. There is no solid evidence that Comet Ping Pong Pizza is being used to run a child sex trafficking ring, but there are some very strange connections between Comet Ping Pong Pizza and a second pizza place 2 doors over, Besta Pizza, and the accusations of pedophilia. Now this is where things start to get strange when you research this story. Now to begin, I need to show you a 2007 unclassified
Remember, the triangle. The triangle. Then we just see the motherfucking Trilateral Commission that had several fucking triangles making up an even bigger triangle.
FBI document. That document, according to the FBI, contains commonly used symbols by pedophiles to express their preference in children. I want you to see these images here. These are the images. Notice this one on the end, the triangle. That image signifies something called boy love. The pizza place next door to Comet Ping Pong Pizza, Besta Pizza, well, this was their logo until only a few weeks ago. Clearly, you can see that the Besta logo actually contains the same image, I'm going to show you again, as that boy lover image. Interestingly, after Pizzagate investigators pointed this out, Besta Pizza changed their logo, and there it is now. They removed the triangle. Also, Comet Ping Pong, owned by Alphantis, is the place where a number of performance artists perform regularly. 2 of the groups that perform there, who you can see advertised, by the way, on this Comet Ping Pong poster, include a group called Heavy Breathing and another group called Sex Stains. Well, if you check out the YouTube videos by these bands, Heavy Breathing has songs that do joke about pedophilia, and the band Sex Stains has a video that includes, and you see it right there, that same boy lover symbol. It's nearly identical to the one that the FBI does say is a pedophile code symbol for boy love. As I said.
Now again, man, you really want to get into this occult shit, and you start looking at the symbolism in these fucking videos. Shit's scary, bro. Midwest brother, we all know about Nambla, brother. We all know about Nambla, brother.
There are some strange things there. As for the owner of the pizza place, James Alphantis, well, he was one time in a relationship with David Brock, who ran Media Matters for America. Well, since Pizzagate began to blow up online, he has made his Instagram profile, Jimmy Comet, private. But an archived search of Instagram reveals a number of strange photographs and words with strange and disturbing images associated with them. Look, to the point where we can't show you those pictures. We're not even going to describe them to you because some viewers would find it too disturbing to share on TV. Now let's talk about the Podesta brothers, because remember, it was John Podesta's email that was hacked. In those leaked Podesta emails, John Podesta talks about his close relationship with Dennis Hastert, the former Speaker of the House, who was recently sentenced to 15 months in prison for abusing boys years ago. He was referred to by the judge as a serial child molester. According to the Washington Post, visitors to Tony Podesta's home in Falls Church got an eyeful when they walked into a bedroom at the Podesta residence hung with multiple color pictures by Katie Grannon, a photographer known for documentary-style pictures of naked teenagers in their parents' suburban homes. And to be clear, that just begins to scratch the surface of how strange some of this stuff is. And bear in mind, we can't get into a lot of the real details of it because of the limits on broadcasting this on television. But it is some very strange stuff. Now, keep in mind, again, there is no proof here that there is a child sex ring being operated out of a DC pizza parlor. Investigators have already proven there's nothing to the story, right? Well, actually, no. And that's what you need to know. For all that is here, there's not been one single public investigation of any of this, not from local police, not from the FBI, no one. And that.
And why would you, when you got that level of motherfucking government involved, directly tied to the Clintons, where they have been accused of some fucking evil, heinous things involving, you know, allegedly. How many people? What's the Clinton motherfucking death toll, bro? Yeah, that too. Remember that hey, shout out to OW Teddy. That's another. Hey, listen, that shit was where they tried to play that off too. That too. People was ordering motherfucking shiffer robes and shit that had weird fucking code words and shit for, you know what I mean?
That has to be the big question. Not for Podesta or for pizza parlor owners, but for law enforcement. Based on what may be or may not be here, the big question is, why hasn't any investigation taken place?
And the craziest fake news of all.
So that, and it goes on, and that's him trying
this
to.
good Catholic boy
Good
says there's
Catholic
nothing
is-
to see here.
Yes. So there you go. It keeps the pizza keeps popping up in the Epstein.
We'll be right back with more of this
story after a
and
brief message from our
there's-
sponsor. That's just a brief overview of what that was about. What else would you tell people about the Pizzagate? Like
I
when
would say all your worst nightmares are true. And go. They're not going to go look. I just was on a show that they take down because somebody must have. They told me premise of looking at these Epstein files, and then the guy wanted to talk about we should stay in Ukraine. The idiot, and he was a kabod scumbag, I'm sure. And so they're trying to downplay this right now. And most people, you're going to see who's who, because the people that want to know can find out, and the people that don't want to know, you're going to see which ones are pure cattle. You're a cow if you're not on your own looking into this right now at these files. Dude, the interview with Bannon and him is insane. Have you seen it?
I watched the first, I would say 20 minutes. There's a video that got released recently of Steve Bannon interviewing Jeffrey Epstein, and he's talking about international finance. And he sounds like a used car salesman, and he doesn't really even sound like he knows what he's talking about. He talks about when the dollar inflates, he really means deflates. He's making. I've only watched 20 minutes, and he's making lots of mistakes. Jeffrey Epstein. He's not a smart guy. He doesn't sound like he's a smart guy.
He's a construct, 100% out of the gate. He's not a guy that was such a bad genius that moved his way up. That's what this moron was trying to say to me earlier. Oh, this bad apple wormed his way in. And
no, he didn't.
He was picked out from the start by David Rockefeller, he said, and Henry Kissinger to sit on the Trilateral Commission at age 30.
Oh my God, Kissinger? Shit. Kissinger is involved too? Yeah, man, I definitely got to watch this fucking tape now. I got to watch the whole thing. This is crazy. Listen, man. Epstein files are out. They're gonna keep releasing more and more, dropping shit or whatever. As I said, I would, of course, take heed or whatever, or keep track of the names and stuff that get dropped. But for the most part, please understand, and nothing's gonna happen to none of these people. Fucking Elon Musk is a trillionaire. Bill Gates is a billionaire. Okay. Bill Gates out here motherfucking remember we told people that Bill Gates was building some shit to block out the sun? And they was like, no, man, that shit didn't happen, bro. You just making it up, man. That shit ain't real, man. Bro, Bill Gates is the Gates. That's another family because his dad was a fucking eugenist. Crazy. All these people, man, it's family ties. And if you go back farther enough and you trace them back, it is going to come back to the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, JP Morgan, all these powerful motherfucking families and shit. See something real quick. Let me see. Let's see. 9. Yep. So the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the DuPonts, the Bush, the Koch, Vanderbilt, Onassis, and the Windsors. Okay. Those are the 9 families that run the world. And then for the what's the name? You got the Lee, right? The Lee family for the Asians, the Medici, and the Wallenbergs. A lot of wild shit going on, man. But hey, I am gonna come right back. I'm gonna take like 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna get some water and shit or whatever. And I'm gonna be on Tommy's joint. So y'all pull right back up on me. Give me like 10 minutes. And I'm gonna be like co-streaming his live or whatnot. So hey man, glad you guys pulled up on me. Remember, bro, look into all this shit, man. Look into the Trilateral Commission. Looking if you can find it, the Pizzagate fucking documentary, bro. Rewatch that shit. I remember when that shit was on, bro, and everybody's talking about it. If you can find it, rewatch it. Just refresh and whatnot, what have you. But please just remember, man, overall, this shit is a distraction from what's really going on. Okay. This is the ultimate distraction from what's really fucking going on, like in plain sight, but nobody has any idea, dog. There's a fucking the whole world done turned on fucking America. All right, they trying to get us right on up out the paint, bro. And the easiest and the most important way is through the currency. Ain't no motherfucking. I told you, tanks and boats and ships and shit and planes. You ain't got shit on that motherfucking money, bro. But anyway, man, hey, Mr. Fantastic 824 on all social media platforms, man. If you got something you want me to look at, talk about whatnot, what have you, send it to me, shoot me a DM or shoot me an email, MrFantastic824@gmail.com. Appreciate y'all pull up on me. That's it on that one. I'm catch y'all next one. Holla, we out.